You say when. Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone in the gallery and those to the online viewers. I'm going to call meeting 1438 to order. Agenda number 1438 in front of you is the agenda for meeting 1438. Are there any additions to the agenda? Alrighty, hearing none, we'll move on. Minutes, regular meeting number 1437, held on June 20th. The minutes for meeting number 1437 are presented. Are there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I get a mover? Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for a question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. All right, business arising from the minutes. Is there any business arising from the minutes? Hearing none, we shall move on to new business. And it's a delight to have a couple young gentlemen in our gallery tonight that we'd like to highlight for their act of bravery in a response to an emergency situation that happened last week. I'm not sure if all residents are aware, but there was quite a significant incident that could have ended up in a tragedy, but due to the heroics of the two young men that we're going to present an award to, that story turned out to be a good one. So I just want to say a personal thank you to you. And also I'd like to speak to parents and youth, if anyone's watching this tonight, and maybe watch the rebroadcast if you choose to. With summer here and all the warmer weather, I mean, obviously we all want to start to get out to swim and to play and to have fun throughout the summer, but please be safe. Reach out to the town if there's anybody that'd like to take swimming lessons. We got some extremely professional people that, and I guess I can highlight that as well. These two young gentlemen just had finished a course with the town. So it's a terrific story tonight. So I'd like to call upon Burke and Joshua to come up, please, to accept an award, if you would. Council want to come up too?
The boys are going to smile.
What's that? No, don't be embarrassed. Here, you can have one side. Did anyone?
We're going to come up closer now.
Yeah, for sure.
Picture as well.
You guys want to come up?
Yeah, you
Council?
get one first.
You guys want to hold open your certificates if you don't mind?
So you show them.
Here you go.
Here you go. You're ready?
Nice smile.
Now, I'm not a good smiler. Can you guys smile? Come on, smile with me.
Okay, parents want to come up and take a picture up close?
I was like there too. I've never had to act, especially not my first little while with you guys, so that's off. Good. Say 1, 2, 3, top cake. Vanilla cake? Vanilla. Vanilla. Did any of the family members want to come up? You're all good? Councilman, everyone's council, or camera? Oh, that's not normal for our politicians.
Aaron?
Burton. Then, was it?
You want me to go up?
Yeah,
Go up.
okay.
Seriously.
Yeah, let's go, council.
Scary stuff, right?
See what?
Save the life.
See what I mean? See, that's...
Yeah, here.
Now you got a smile now. I know you guys, so, you definitely got a smile.
You guys even sit here one of these days, so smile
This
up.
one first. Smiles. Second one. Take one. Second phone.
How's this guy always standing beside me?
You make it look
More.
good. Leslie, you want to get one?
Looks like we still haven't figured out how to send pictures on this.
Now a big round of applause for the
Again, thanks, Amelia.
Yes,
We'll
you
make
got
sure
it.
it's vanilla.
Congratulations.
We'll make sure it's vanilla cake next time.
And that certificate's
Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. We're really proud.
You.
Want some paint dry?
Are you sure, Josh? You don't want to stay?
Thanks again.
Thanks. Good job.
Take care. All right, we have some other good news that I'd like to share from the efforts of the youth and a couple other residents in our community, and because of the grace and giving of a local contractor, Q&H, it's my pleasure to officially say that the pump park is a go. You should see construction, fairly soon, hopefully, but we'll keep you up to date on that. But again, that's something that's resonated from the voice of youth that was sent to council, and it's been acted upon again because of the goodwill of a local contractor. So thank you so much for that. Now I'd like to speak, there's another item here that I'd like to talk about. And sometimes, people will tell you just steer away from hatred or, just deflect it, but I can't let this one go, not in this position. So I'm going to address the hate speech that I personally received last week due to council's involvement in the Pride Parade and flying a flag. So I just want to make this public statement. As much as this chamber resembles a courtroom, and yes, I hold the gavel also, I, nor any of my council colleagues, have the authority to judge any citizen. We have no right to judge any community organizations. Our responsibilities are to represent every citizen, not by color or creed, rich or poor, but every citizen as equal by the Human Rights Act in Newfoundland and Labrador. That's our legislative duty as elected officials. Lately, I represented the town at an event at the Pentecostal Church. I enjoyed it immensely. I attended a junior high grad. I enjoyed it immensely. I attended a Pride Parade. I enjoyed it immensely. And Saturday, I attended a kindergarten graduation, and I also enjoyed that immensely. And myself and Councillor Langdon had the pleasure to go to the treehouse, and I'm sure to say that we both enjoyed that immensely as well. All by invite, and I look forward to further invites from every community organization to represent all equally. Now I shall read the act that we are meant to govern by. The Newfoundland and Labrador Human Rights Act 2010 recognizes that every individual is free and equal in dignity and rights without regard to their race, color, nationality, ethnic origin, social origin, religious creed, religion, age, disability, disfigurement, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, marital status, family status, source of income, and political opinions. And whereas Newfoundland and Labrador is a society open to everyone. You see, everyone, for the record, I'm fine with personal attacks. I have broad shoulders. I wouldn't have signed up to lead this community if I didn't. But please, in the future, direct your hate towards me, not other citizens. We are one race, human, and together we can and we will continue to improve our community. Thank you. All right, with that being said, that is it for me for new business. Does anybody else have anything to add? Hearing none, we shall move on to correspondence. Just let me see where I can find that. Is it under finance? Is it Darren?
You gotta go to finances.
Got it, I found it. Perfect, thanks, Lori. All right, item number 1, MAA 2023 assessment roll for your information. Item number 2, Department of Fisheries Spruce Budworm Control Program for your information. No?
You're in the last agenda.
Okay, sorry about that, my apologies. All right, we'll start again. Correspondence for Monday, June 20th, 2022. Item number 1, MAA 2023 update for your information. Department of Municipal Affairs, Federal Budget, ICIP for your information. Item number 3, Department of Municipal Affairs, Tender Amendments, FYI. Number 5, Western Health Partner Update, FYI. 6, Department of Municipal Affairs Amendments Approval, FYI. That concludes correspondence, and we shall move into reports, and we'll start with Finance. Councillor Jones, please.
Okay, our meeting was held on June 16th. Items here in front of you. Number 1, Rapid Power Sports, a thumb kit, a roller generator, $22,495.50. It's recommend approval. Brook Construction, claim 8, $223,199.99. That's cash share. Recommend approval. Number 3, Dillon Consultant, High Street, $8,887.75. Cash share, which is recommend for approval. Number 4, Brook Construction, claim 7, $44,065.49. is also cash share. Recommend approval. Number 5, MyTex is Inc., $6,900. Research effects of climate change and adaptation, economic development. This is in the economic development budget, and the MyTex grant is $53,333.33. We recommend approval. And number 6, we're looking for approval for an RFP to do a drafting to our Aquatuna drafting Deer Lake wastewater treatment lagoon assessment. We're going to need this, I guess, just get prepared and go ahead in the future to get a study on this and make sure that we got to get this done if we need to apply for funding. So I move that we go for an RFP on this. Number 7, Deer Lake Interdimensional Cemetery Committee financial statement, 2021 granted of $1,000. We recommend approval. And number 8, for the tax exemption requests, accounts here in front of you, the income taxes and excluding, and if the income was 27 or less, applicant would have received a credit. So I would like to recommend an exemption as per the amount during budget, a discount of 30% for the income of 22,001 up to 25,005, giving a credit of $644.49. I move that we accept the finance report for June 16th, items number 1 to 8.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Moved by Councillor Jones, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for a question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. We'll move on to accounts payable. Councillor Jones, please.
Okay, we had accounts payable for June 13. Also, I'd like to move that we accept this report, items number 1 to 57, excluding number 54, as I would declare personal for conflict of interest.
All right. Moved by Councillor Jones, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for a question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried.
I'll step back.
Yep. All right, sir. Councillor Freak, please.
Item number 54 for Western Steel Works for $1,196.11. I make a motion to pay the invoice.
Moved by Councillor Freak, seconded by Councillor Fitzgerald. Call for question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. I'll grab Councillor Jones. All right. Thank you, Councillor Freak. Councillor Fitzgerald will move on to Public Works.
All right, this is for the Public Works meeting of June 15th, 2022. In attendance was Councillor Langdon, Town Manager Hayden, Public Works Superintendent Thomas, Director of Operations and Communications Young, and myself. Number 1, Chapel Hill traffic flow. We had a concern from a local resident regarding the intersection of Top Chapel Hill. The town acknowledges the ongoing issues with this intersection and is continuing to review alternatives while adhering to signage standards. Number 2, Pedals Lane driveway culvert. Resident inquired on the installation of a new driveway culvert. Public Works has no issues installing the pipe for the resident. However, the purchase must be made by the dwelling's owner. Number 3, Riverbank Road repairs. We received a new concern regarding the sloughing of the road on Riverbank. We are continuing to monitor the situation. We'll be issuing an RFP to have the area investigated. Recommendations from the consultant will provide a recourse for its rehabilitation. Number 4, 20 Elizabeth Avenue, ditch work. Concern from the resident regarding the low-lying ditch in front of their property. Town has applied for funding for Garden Road upgrades, which will in turn do stormwater work for a Garden Road. So, based on the location of Edward Street and the intersection of Elizabeth, this will be encompassed into that area. So we hope to have a little bit more work for them as soon as we know if we're going to get funding approved. 5 George Aaron Drive hookup water fee. Concern from a resident regarding new service connection and the waiving of such fees. As per town regulations, residents must pay water and sewer if such service is available adjacent to the properties, and in turn shall pay for all fees for the connection of the services. Number 6, 2A Goose Arm Road. The town has received numerous complaints regarding the extraction of the material from 2A Goose Arm Road. The trucking companies have created a messy condition there along Goose Arm Road, George Aaron Drive, towards the bridge, and subsequently a little bit of a distance beyond the bridge on Nicholsville Road. Town recently passed a land development policy to try and promote clean work. However, dust and silt are apparent through these areas. Moreover, we are scheduling a meeting with the land developer for further details regarding the proposed subdivision and cleanup. Number 7, Xavier Outdoor Basketball Court. The school requested that the town to create a paved basketball court at the rear of the school. We have referred them to contact the provincial government as this is school property. Number 8, Hump Day Market, additional space. We had a request has been made for a small expansion to the existing gravel parking lot. Our recommendations have this little bit of additional Class A placed in the near future. Hump Day Market, the electrical. This will review as for part of 2023 budget and as part of the ultimate development for Schwartz's Park. Number 10, a little bit of good news to pass along for the Hampton Inn Hotel. Construction is set to begin this summer. Public Works Superintendent has reviewed the water and service connections and everything seems to be in order. The town is working with the construction company to connect local tradespeople for potential employment. Number 11, the flow meter lagoon. Public Works recommends to seek quotes for new meter for the lagoon. And number 12, Main Street closure for July 13th. Working with our rec division and to promote Come Home Year, there is a plan to close a portion of Main Street on July 13th from Pennell's Lane to Church for a car show and local market. Public Work will assist with the traffic flow and will contact local business regarding the closure. These are the minutes for Public Works, June 15th. Therefore, I move to accept.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Langdon. Call for the question.
On the number 3, the Riverbank Road repairs, I know we did in the past, like several, studies on different areas of the riverbank, but we could do like recommendation for the ground moving. So I don't know if we got anything there that can help or assist the public works going forward now to what we're looking for in particular areas.
We did receive, Maxine did send me something this week. I just haven't had a chance to review the actual report itself. I do believe by our meetings that there was no actual recommendation given in the report
No, I wouldn't know.
for recourse. So Public Works is on the veering of the side. We don't want to spend no more money on this. Town has made 2 attempts on Riverbank Road already. So I think we really need the assistance of a consultant here now to put us in the right direction, and then we only spend a little bit of extra funding on this because we know it's going to be a massive repair. It's not going to be a little bit of funding. It's going to be a huge
So
amount.
would we apply for funding for an emergency at this stage of the game with the damage that's been done?
I wouldn't be able to, I can't see that being an emergency at this very moment, but it,
So
criteria that they're gonna
fall under.
Yeah.
It
So
would have to show
infrastructure,
damage to, like, a
infrastructure,
lot of
right?
sewer,
Right.
yeah.
Okay, because we're getting down to like, you've got one lane and we're scooching into that one lane.
Yeah, and the residents have every right to be concerned with this.
Absolutely. Okay.
So it was in our budget to do this work. So
Right.
I think to be diligent here, we have to move with a consultant's recommendation.
Right.
I recommend more or less going with a doctor report on this.
Kind of going on with Kiri's questions for what was been budgeted for item number 4. Have we heard back from Capital Works yet? Like what?
Nothing.
Nothing back for Capital Works.
And it's kind of late in the year, and chances are that
This
we'll
is
be
the
putting the
late.
shovel in the ground this year.
This is the latest it's ever been.
Transportation, right? That's why
Right.
before it used to always come through municipal affairs,
Affairs.
and now it's going through Department of Transportation. It's a new progress.
Process.
Pull your mic up.
And we did put 3 into our request.
Right. Okay.
And so our stormwater study is important on this part, plus
Yep.
our lift station request, so.
Okay.
Brett, you guys haven't heard anything, have you, through the MHA's office?
No, it's all municipalities are inquiring, but we're hoping it'll be out pretty soon.
All right. Any more questions? We've got a mover and a seconder. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. Move on to E&H. Councillor Jones?
Yes.
Pardon?
Dorn.
Okay, sorry, yeah, you need to, okay, bring that forward, please.
Yeah, I-
Councillor Fitzgerald?
Sorry, Mayor, I have 2 motions to make it regarding our stormwater relocation for the annex. So with respect for tender results from 17-CCR-21-7, the results are as follows for the storm sewer relocation, access road development, and the demolition of the Rockwood. Number 1 was C. Barnes Excavating for $422,560.60. B&S Trucking for $535,810.90. Number 3 was West Coast Excavating for $552,580.75. And Marine Contractors for $544,707.28. All prices include HST. I wish to make a motion to award C. Barnes for the work described herein.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for the question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried.
Subsequent to the tender results, engineering is required to oversee the construction. Therefore, I wish to make a motion to accept DMG's quoted price of $44,737.75.
All right, thank you. Moved by Councillor Fitzgerald, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for the question. Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried. All right, thank you, Councillor Fitzgerald.
Sorry, can I ask a question? What's our start date?
Pardon?
What's the start date?
I guess they'll get that information after the awarding, right?
I think
now.
the start date was within 3 weeks, wasn't
ASAP.
it? I think so.
Yeah, and that's a good note because I know a lot of council members have been asked questions on what's the update on the annex progress so far, but, and I did say publicly that we're going to talk about it, I think it was at the end of May or June, but we don't have all this, information that we need, but as soon as we do, we'll do a public update for everyone to know where we sit with that project. All right, moving on to environment and housing. Councillor Jones, please.
Okay, I had 2 meetings, so I'll do the first one for June 1st. I guess the first lot is general repairs. All these permits has been issued. The next section, extensions, decks and patios, permits have been issued. Accessory buildings, we have 3 there for 8th Avenue, 2nd Avenue, and Nicholasville Road. Permits have been issued. Commercial construction, for Deer Lake RV Park, extension on the building, permit has been issued. For land development and 9A Riverside Drive, 50 loads, a permit issued. And Doris Perry, Goose Arm Road, 100 loads, permit has been issued. and the rest are just the action items, so I move that we accept the report for June 1st.
All right, thank you. Moved by Counselor Jones, seconded by.
The action? Okay, I'll just do it all at one time, okay?
All right.
Carrying on with the action for this, the action items is number 1, the new business Studio 17, recommend approval pending service NL. Number 2, 181 Nicholsville Road, new dwelling, recommend approval pending site visit and real property report. Number 3, on the commercial construction, Deer Lake self-storage, storage unit and fence, recommend approval pending site visit and service NL. Number 4 of GDR Enterprises Limited, storage building, recommend approval pending site visit and service NL. Under land development, number 5 for 2A Goose Arm Road, the land modification and site grading, recommend approval. And number 6 will be 4 Goose Arm Road, land modification and site grading, recommend approval. And under other business, Lakeside Drive, we had inquiries to purchase land between the Seniors Manor and the gazebo to vacation rental cabins. Towns are exploring options, but not at sale at this very moment. So I move that we accept the report for Wednesday, June the 1st.
All right, thank you. Moved by Counselor Jones, seconded by Counselor Fitzgerald. Call for the question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. All right, thank you,
Thank
Counselor
you.
Jones.
And okay, the next one we have was June the 14th. Under general repairs, items, all permits have been issued. Extension decks and patios, permits have been issued. Accessory buildings, Gelores Lane, Hummerview, George Aaron Drive, permit has been issued. Under new dwellings for 3032 Murdoch Drive, this one was approved in May 18th meeting, but this permit has been issued. For land development, 9A Riverside Drive, 50 loads. 25 to 31 Goose Arm would be 100 loads. And number 4 Goose Arm Road, Gray Collier, permit's been issued. Danny Coombs, George Aaron Drive, permit issued. Bayco Sales, North Main Street, permit's been issued. 24 Goose Arm Road, permit been issued. And 181 to 187 Nicholsville Road, permit's been issued. Under the action items for 13 Cornell Road for Airbnb, pending service NL and advertising. Under the other, we had a letter there from a resident received regarding dirt bikes being permitted to use the ATV route. As per our regulation, dirt bikes are allowed on the route as long as all the rules are followed, including 16 years of age, registration, K-plate, and insurance. And number 3, MEO Keith Park, requesting permission to add pictures of the town's Facebook page of issues we are having with dirt bikers. Large response was provided. There are no identifying features in the photos. There is generally minimal exposure to the town. We could be cautious about the commentary, including the photos. However, we recommend giving MEO permission. So I move that we accept the report for the environment agency on June 14th.
All right, thank you. Moved by Counselor Jones, seconded by Counselor Fitzgerald. Call for the question. Counselor Freak.
On the action list from the resident letter, on item number 2, I remember voting in favor of this, but everybody else voted against this. So why is it now, as per regulations, they are allowed on the route? That's not correct.
Underage. If they're underage, they're not allowed. They got to be over age, over the legal age for driving, and you got to have a permit.
Pull the regulation, have a quick look at it.
Which one is that again, sorry?
Number 2 under.
Item number 2.
Apparently, the amendment was never made. I'm not too sure if that's what I learned last week.
It passed on the body, but the amendment was never made. So Keith is going to go ahead and proceed with that amendment. Our understanding, but our MEO is checking into it.
As
Okay.
of right now, I think Keith
But
was telling-
council has passed
I remember.
in
I
our
voted.
minutes that is not our policy, but yet we just put this through your minutes that it's allowed. Okay. Just
Okay, no,
bringing it to your
well,
attention.
no, good point, Councillor Freak. So what we'll do, I'll remove number 2 on the action items until we get updated exactly, the exact wording, I guess, what we can do or what we can't do.
All right, call for friendly
So,
amendment on item number 2.
Sorry, I have a question there as well. What's the definition of a K plate there, Councillor Jones?
That's the license plate.
Gotcha. So in order for, I guess, a vehicle to have a license plate and be registered with provincial government, it must also have hazard lights and a front light.
That and the, for ATV,
Based on the NEO's conversation, K plate would have a dirt bike that's permitted on a road, but would not be required to
Yeah.
have the same lighting setup as a side-by-side, where with hand signals, we consider.
Gotcha. Sorry, that's for the ATV, but for the dirt bikes, in order. But a dirt bike can be registered as with a K plate without having.
A K plate's not considered a license plate as such, so it doesn't need to have
it's only
the
registration.
regulations there of a street bike.
It's an ID plate, right?
Okay, thanks for
Anyway,
clarification.
anyway, as I said, like number 2, we're gonna remove, and we're gonna do a follow-up app and get exact wording and details to make sure we're doing it right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yep. Just thanks for the clarification there.
Yeah.
And in speaking with doing it right, the request for the MEO to use Facebook or whatnot, that'll still go through the communications director, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good with me. All right, so any more questions to the report? Hearing none, all those in favor? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Jones. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Councillor Langan, please.
The Department of Arts, Recreation and Culture met on June 8, 2022. In attendance was Councillor Brett Langdon, Councillor Gordon Hancock, Director of Recreation and Community Services Glenn Wiseman, and Director of Operations and Communications Jason Young. Item number 1 was the request for proposal for the beach cleanup has gone out, and I believe that started on June 13th and should be ending shortly. We're trying to minimize the impact on residents in the area during the cleanup. Item number 2, and all of these are for council information as well. Item number 2 is the request for quotes for the wheelchair accessible pad in Deer Lake. We did not receive the required 3 quotes, so we will be reissuing that request for quotes. Item number 3 is new advertisement contract for the Hotter Recreation Complex. There was two contracts submitted by both Coke and Pepsi for the advertisement in the recreation center. After reviewing both proposals, Pepsi provided a much more beneficial contract for the town of Deer Lake and the complex, and will be renewed on a 5-year term. Item number 4, the Recreation Department has been approved for a number of student grants in the amount of $31,730. This will be a great help for salaries for the summer and students. Item number 5, the town of Deer Lake Summer Activity Camp. The Summer Activity Camp has enrollment has opened, and so far we have a full camp of 71 students, and there are currently children on the wait list for cancellations and whatnot. Item number 6 was World Oceans Day, which took place in conjunction with students of Xavier Junior High, MMSB Stewardship Association of Municipalities, Foodland, and the town of Deer Lake. Over 300 students from Xavier Junior High participated in the cleanup along Commerce Street and along Deer Lake Beach. In total, they collected 64 bags of trash that were scattered among these areas. The Recreation Department commends and thanks the staff of Xavier and the students for taking part in this worthwhile event. Item number 7, Nicholasville Bridge lights and Main Street and Commerce Street lights. The Recreation Department will be changing the colors of the lights at Nicholasville Bridge this month to multicolor for Pride Month. The town of Deer Lake electrician is also doing an inventory of the tree lights along Main Street and Commerce Street so the department can order new ones. And I'd just like to comment that as well. It was great to see this week, for the first time in our community's history, that we flew a Pride flag. It was amazing to see so many people out in the Pride parade as well. That I thank Elwood High there for hosting that. So, you know, and as Mayor Mike there mentioned earlier, we certainly promote a town of acceptance and inclusion for everybody. So we certainly support that and look forward to making that an annual thing. Item number 8 is portable toilets. The installation of the portable toilets around the town will begin the week of June 13th. These toilets will be placed at all playground locations and various sports fields, as well as trailheads throughout the community. And I believe that's complete now, Glenn, right? Yeah. So Item number 9 is routine maintenance. The Recreation Department is in the process of performing all routine maintenance, which includes fencing repairs, mowing and fertilizing all fields and playgrounds, and apply artificial lines on the soccer field and weed control, among other things. We ask that user groups please be patient with this, as there is certainly a long list this year of routine maintenance. Item number 10 is Deer Lake Minor Soccer Association requests. The Deer Lake Minor Soccer Association wrote a letter to the town of Deer Lake on June 10th with concerns regarding their soccer pitch. They raised issues, among others, around the height of the grass, line markings, additional porta potties, and fence repairs. Members of the rec committee met with the president of Deer Lake Minor Soccer Association and informed him that most of these concerns were in the process of being addressed, as stated in our routine maintenance. And we also noted to the president that the spring soccer session started almost 4 weeks earlier than normal this year, and they did not inform the town of that. The rec committee thanked all volunteer members for their time and ensured that we look forward to working closely with them in the future as we have in the past. And the meeting was adjourned at 1:30 p.m. I make a motion to accept these minutes.
All right, thank you, Councillor Langdon. Moved by Councillor Langdon, seconded by Councillor Freak. Call for the question. Hearing none. All those in favor? Motion carried. Thank you. I guess before we adjourn, in front of you for council's information, there's OH&S meetings update. Similar to the Public Works Superintendent report, we won't have to go through it, but I did want to make note to our new OH&S officer, Leanne Bickford, and thank her for improving the safety structure within the town's organization. It's extremely important to make sure all our employees return home safely. So thanks again, Leanne, and thank you for all the employees and their attendance as well. So with that said,
Before we adjourn, oh yeah, you go.
before adjournment, I just got something else I wanted to bring
Go
up.
ahead.
The Come Home Year Committee's been working diligently and hard. They've been meeting every week, coming together to put off the events that we're about to see. The official start date is July the 8th, so stay tuned for that. Stay close eyes on the town's Facebook page, I guess, and we're looking forward to... Yeah, the schedule's out, but just so people are informed, and we're looking forward to seeing the fruition of the work that they put into this. And again, I'd like to congratulate them and thank them for all their efforts. And we're looking forward to seeing a lot of people we haven't seen for the last few years. So looking forward to that. I heard that there's other council members that would like to have something.
No, I already got
You're good?
clarification, thanks.
Just, sorry, back to the recreation report and just chatting about soccer. I would encourage any user groups that are looking for the town's support. We will be budget planning come September, October. So anything that a group is going to need, and I had the same conversation with the school last week, these conversations need to be had this fall, because once the budget is set, we are set for January 1, and we cannot change our budget once it's past January 1. So nobody, requests can't be made after that.
Yeah.
So I would definitely encourage, again, the soccer group's a great one, that we have those conversations early fall. We budget for, what's required, and we really get done what needs to be done for them in the year. So
No, definitely great.
we'll do a few reminders of budget planning, because we're going to do that as soon as our summer
And
season's
we
over.
did talk about it in the last year. The last council, remember, getting community more involved, whether it's a survey
Absolutely.
or whichever way. So, and that's one of the great things about these live streams. It makes it more transparent so people can get their ideas to the decision makers
table.
around the table.
Yep.
All right, great stuff. Anyone else want to add anything before we conclude? Nothing. So date of our next meeting is July 19th. The next meeting is scheduled for a Tuesday, so there must be a holiday there, is it?
Yes.
Deer Lake Day, so that's a good one. And if there is no other business for this meeting, can I get a mover to adjourn? Moved by Councillor Freak. Meeting's adjourned at 8:09. Thank